When the cameras cut away and the applause faded, the real story of the Indiana Fever began not on the court, not in press conferences, but behind closed doors in a locker room that was learning how to live in the gravitational pull of one of the most polarizing, influential players women's basketball has ever seen. The moment Dana Bonner walked out of that locker room for the final time in June 2025, her departure didn't just leave an empty space on the roster. It created a silence, a confusion, a ripple of questions that no one in the organization seemed eager to answer. The veterans didn't know what to say. The rookies didn't know what to think. And according to Lexi Hull, the entire team was left staring at one another, wondering how a champion, a leader, and one of the most respected players in league history could vanish mid-season without explanation. But as the weeks unfolded, what looked like a sudden disappearance transformed into a revelation of something deeper, something woven into the structure of the Fever's culture, something that had everything to do with the reality of sharing a franchise with Caitlin Clark. Because the truth is that being Caitlin Clark's teammate is a challenge scouting report, no training camp and no preseason meeting can prepare you for. Her talent is undeniable. Her presence is inescapable. Her impact is felt in every statistic, every broadcast, every arena she steps into. And while the world has spent years debating whether she can handle the pressure placed on her shoulders, the question no one asked until now is the one that might matter even more. How do the players around her handle life inside that pressure? The Indiana Fever built the 2025 roster with intention. They wanted veterans who could stabilize the locker room. They wanted a coaching staff capable of balancing egos and guiding a diverse mix of personalities. They wanted a support system strong enough to anchor a young star who had become the center of every storyline in women's basketball. But even the best laid plans can falter when the spotlight grows too bright, when expectations pile up, and when reality unfolds differently than imagined. Aaliyah Boston understood that reality better than anyone. Before Caitlin arrived, Boston was the face of the franchise, a top draft pick, a rookie of the year, a rising star with her own devoted following. She knew what it meant to carry the weight of a rebuilding team, to be the name fans cheered for, the player reporters requested, figure young girls lined up to meet. But when Caitlin stepped into the organization, the spotlight shifted so dramatically that even Boston media trained, confident, composed, had to adjust. The remarkable thing was how she chose to handle it. Instead of resisting the shift, she embraced it. Instead of feeding into the narratives that wanted to pit her against her new teammate, she dismantled them in real time. She amplified Clark's accomplishments, stepped into press conferences to support her, and shut down negativity before it could grow roots. She understood that growth, true growth, required unity, and that a rising star didn't dim another. It made the entire constellation shine brighter. Boston became Clark's grounding force emotionally and strategically, recognizing that attention brings pressure, pressure brings criticism, and criticism requires protection. That chemistry wasn't accidental. It had been building quietly since their days playing overseas with the under-19 national team. They knew each other's rhythms, understood each other's pace, had already experienced what it meant to compete side by side. Their connection deepened as they developed a pre-game ritual, a shared affirmation reminding each other to stay grounded in the chaos. And while fans saw the highlight plays and stat lines, what they didn't see were the off-camera moments where Boston reassured Clark that she belonged, that she was built for this, that the noise around them would never drown out the work they were doing together. Their partnership became the emotional anchor of the franchise, the silent agreement that if they were solid, the rest of the team could follow. Kelsey Mitchell added another layer to that foundation. As a veteran nearing her prime, she had every reason to explore free agency. She had the resume to command offers. She had the leverage to walk away. Yet she chose Indiana, not because it guaranteed her the spotlight or the highest salary, but because she believed in what the Fever were building. Her choice wasn't passive. It was deliberate, intentional, grounded in loyalty, but also grounded in ambition. She saw what playing alongside Clark had done for her game. Higher efficiency, better spacing, cleaner looks, more open threes. For the first time, defenses weren't collapsing on her. They were chasing Clark, and she was thriving because of it. Mitchell wasn't intimidated by Clark's presence. She was empowered by it. And she recognized that one more year with this core, one more season to build chemistry, might be worth more than any contract another franchise could offer. Lexi Hull's story brought yet another perspective. Her breakout season didn't happen despite Clark's injury. It happened because the team trusted her to rise in Clark's absence, and she delivered. But the numbers told a truth that went beyond personal success. When Clark was on the floor, Hull became an efficient, confident scorer. When Clark was gone, her percentages plummeted. That wasn't a reflection of Hull's ability. It was a reflection of Clark's gravitational pull. Her presence reshaped defenses, created opportunities, and made everyone around her more dangerous. What Hull admired most wasn't Clark's talent, but her resilience. Even injured, Clark showed up. Even sidelined, she made jokes, offered encouragement, and stayed committed to the team's energy. That kind of presence builds trust. It creates loyalty. And it solidifies the culture that separates contenders from fractured rosters, which brings everything back to Dana Bonner. On paper, she was the ideal veteran to guide a young core. But chemistry isn't built on resumes. It's built on alignment. And while Bonner offered experience, something deeper wasn't connecting. Her quiet frustration grew until she made the decision to step away. That decision left the locker room confused, but it also left them united, because in the aftermath, something powerful happened. The team didn't splinter. They bonded. They leaned into each other. They decided that the success they wanted could only happen if they allowed themselves to believe in the collective. The Fever's winning streak that followed wasn't a coincidence. It was the manifestation of a roster that finally understood itself. A group that realized some players are meant to stay, some are meant to leave. And the ones who stay determine the identity of the team. The real story of the Indiana Fever isn't just about Caitlin Clark's brilliance. It's about the players who choose to rise alongside her. The ones who embrace the pressure, the spotlight, the attention, the scrutiny. The ones who know that being her teammate means sacrifice, patience, and resilience. Boston embodies that. Mitchell embodies that. Hull embodies that. And the Fever's quiet motto, the one they shared only with the front office, reveals everything. Take care of our locker room. Because they understand that championship teams aren't built on star power alone. They are built on trust. And the players who stay, through uncertainty and change, become the foundation of something lasting. What do you think about the Fever's chemistry? Do players like Boston and Mitchell deserve more attention for how they've embraced playing alongside a generational star? Share your thoughts below, and let me know your perspective. And if you enjoyed this deep, dramatic breakdown of one of the most fascinating locker rooms in sports, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next storytelling deep dive.